Good morning, afternoon, and evening, wherever you are, and welcome to another NerdTube review of Titans, Season 3, Episode 6, Lady Vic. I am joined here by my slightly intoxicated Beast Boy. How you doing?
I'm all right.
And we're just going to dive right into this episode because, this episode was kind of exploring the past romantic relationship with Barbara and Dick for the most part, and there was a little bit of side with Kori, her sister, Superboy, and Beast Boy a little bit. Overall, what were your thoughts on this episode?
Just some good bits and some good bad bits. I think you said that last time you thought this was the poorest episode of the season. This one, I would say it was the poorest. It just like it had the most things that I had problems with, but there was some really, really good stuff. So it was one of those. I'm going to use the tales. I'm going to use Dickens. It was the worst of times, and it was the best of times.
Okay. Um, I mean, do you? How do you? How did the Barbara Dick story like pass go for you? Because I had one or two issues with that. Only
That's what
because
I had a massive issue with.
yeah, I just kind of had an issue that it seemed like Barbara never became Batgirl. That's what it seemed like. Now maybe we didn't see it in this episode, but it seemed like she was more of like the Catwoman version for Nightwing, and then they started hooking up, and then one of the things I wasn't sure about is the whole thing with the leg. Like, was that fight at the end between the either husband and wife or brother and sister who were trying to steal something? Was that the fight where she lost her leg? Like, I know it didn't get clean chopped off, but was that the injury that made it so that they had to amputate? Like, I was kind of confused on that.
It's a bit nebulous, so I'm going to say I don't know his answer because he wasn't really answered. I mean, as I said, that was the bit that I had problems with. I understand why it was there because it would introduce. I didn't pick up her name, the blonde haired lady.
I think it was Lady. I think it's Lady Vic, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, she was one of the best things about this episode. I'm going to get into why in a minute. But yeah, I could have done without the flaming OC flaming crap of there used to be a relationship. Look, the thing is that they could have said that, but because like maybe the sexual tension between the two, and it could have just naturally they ease back into a relationship because I mean the two have sort of like a fractious relationship. Right? It's not really you don't really detect any romance or any sort of like um chemistry that says, "Oh yeah, these two used to go out once upon a time." Because I can tell you, as somebody who's worked with people that I used to go out with, the sense of tension is still there. It's just it's not acted upon anymore.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, it's kind of crazy. I mean, I wasn't. Oh, good morning, Zam. Or well, for Beast Boy's case, it is good night here in a minute after we get done with this. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, you're right though. They had this tension. They had all this going on. We knew that it was going to end badly. My question is, why does Dick Grayson have to sleep with all of his friends? Did he and Donna Troy sleep together? Maybe not.
No, it's just the main relationship that he has in the Titans book. He he does date Barbara Gordon in the comics. And he
Yeah,
does date, and him and Coriander have very, very strong attraction to each other to the point that people think they are going to get married in the books. So I mean, I understand that they want to do those things, but the I mean, I, the thing is, I think I know what they're doing. They're doing what the books did, which is showing that him and Barbara had a past relationship.
yeah. Well, here's my thing: is that I mean, I just feel like it's like everybody is getting hit with Dick, literally. Um, like I mean, Corey, and then we find out him and Dove had a thing, and then he um of course he and Barbara had a thing. So it's like everybody, like Dick just is giving out the Richard. So I don't know. I feel like they're painting for this guy to be so like I don't want to say reclusive, but like, not like a, kind of a solo character ish. And then now they're giving him like all these relationships. It's kind of like, okay. I wasn't feeling it as much. I do like the chemistry between the two actors, though. I think there's actually some good chemistry between these two actors. I was really feeling that during the episode, but I don't like how it was really presented. I mean, as I said, they did the whole like robbing thing, and those women are hot. Don't blame him. Okay, this is true. I mean, this is true, but beyond that, we're telling a story. Okay, so boss man, so you like so tell us what you liked about the assassin. Like, I mean, you said
Uh, well, the thing is that like because the first time we were introduced to him was like right at the start where there's that like that husband and wife cop team that are in that sort of like I want to say like mid American um so mid American sort of like diner, and she's like listening to them talking about the fact that they're talking about they're going away on vacation and like their relationship's come, and she's not saying anything. She's just like eating her food, but she starts playing with it, and you're like, oh no. Because like the bit when they go out and like they start to say it, and she opens the thing and he literally like stops and like and he gets hit with whatever it is, and then she comes out and she hits her, and it's literally like there is no um there is no was when fighting her. She literally is like one of the most dangerous people. You're literally like, oh my god, like and literally she just does it just to get that like wavy, like sort of Hawaiian doll thing that she has, and then that was cool. And then like the bit I've got to say, the bit in the hospital where she kills all the doctors is sort of like. But it was ballet-esque in the way that she did the movement. I mean, I don't know if that actress has any sort of experience with katana slash sword play, but she looked like it. She looked like it was a natural part of her body that she's used to. She looked like she was flowing with it. I know it was a brutal murder scene, but it was sort of there was a grace and an elegance to it. Just the way that she was like doing all the moves, like where like she was doing all the like the slash moves and stuff like that. That was great. The way she spoke, it wasn't her voice. She didn't speak often, but when she spoke, it felt important. I actually wanted to listen to hers because I thought at first she had a bit of a Cockney accent, but no, it was an American accent. And then like I just love the fact that like she made the point she was basically to prove to Jason that he was expendable to the Scarecrow. I was like, that's the first time we've actually heard that be said like you're expendable. I was like, oh my god, when was the last time Jason got told he was expendable?
well, I mean,
So
he's playing with the bad guys now, and I mean, you know how those bad guys are with their henchmen; they're all expendable. So, what did you think about the in present day the fight scene with Barbara in the wheelchair and the assassin? Did you did you feel like that the assassin should have won, or do you feel like that Barbara? Do you feel that Barbara like handled herself well enough in a wheelchair that you could have seen her winning? I don't want to discount because she's in a wheelchair that she couldn't win a fight, but at the same time, if you take the legs out of an equation, you do lose a lot of ground.
well, see, I've got two trains of thought about it. As somebody who has disabilities, I've got loads of difficulties. It's great to see somebody who has a legitimate disability in real life being displayed as somebody who could handle themselves in a fight. That people don't have to coddle them or baby them or, move them around. They can cope and exist on their own. So that was really good, really. But yeah, I do agree with it because this woman showed how competent she is by literally the first two minutes. But I'm going to say that I thought that scene was great. When when she got like those so like ninja clubs. I think there is a word for them, but I don't quite know about them. And she's like fighting off the that woman, the swords and stuff like that. I thought, I mean, seriously, I mean, and it's not unbelievable because we do know that Barbara was trained by Batman, so
Well, but
she's
that was insinuated that it wasn't. I thought. I thought that she wasn't Batgirl. Like the way that they portrayed the way that, and I mean, as I said, we don't know. Maybe that leg injury was not, where she got her leg amputated, um and then maybe she went on from there, maybe, to train with Batman. But it didn't seem like she had trained with Batman prior to the whole robbery thing with Dick. So I mean, that's kind of where there's a little bit of a continuity thing there. And as I said, if there's no Batgirl, then she can still be badass. That's not a problem. But then, yeah, you're right. Where did she get the training? Um, Also, I just wanted to say, yeah, it was. I was expecting some. Zam says he was expecting some Batgirl stuff. She was more like Catwoman light, and I agree. I
Yeah,
mean, that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
I.
That's the stuff I didn't like. But as I said, that one was badass. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, the two screen. I'm going to say this, and I know you're probably going to say I'm hyperbole now, but I don't think so. That scene in the hospital is the best scene in the show so far.
With the
Because
doctors.
yeah, but she's just going through them and with the guitar and stuff like that. As I said, it was ballet-esque. And the thing is that I really like that. The shoot, the way it was shot was great. The way that the actress, laid in her stuff was great. I plus it like it was done very very well.
Okay.
I've
I
seen
I
stuff like that done, and it
you're
not be done
You're
so
right.
well.
I do
But
disagree with you. I don't think that's the best of the season, but it's very good. I don't blame you for liking, for thinking that scene is one of the best. But
uh,
I mean, I actually thought that the fight scene with present day Barbara and the assassin was actually probably better, in my opinion. I felt like there was more of a like ballerina tug of war type scenario
all right,
there. But
all right.
but yeah, I
I
mean, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm going to bring up another topic in a minute, but it's all right.
No,
We'll finish
no,
this
go
one
ahead.
first
No, no, no.
because I want to talk
I
about
think I'm
another
pretty much
topic.
done. Go ahead, bring
Okay.
it up.
What do you think? Are you interested in Blackfire at all? Because I've got to the point that I know she's only been in there for one episode, which is this one. But I've got to the point that she's got such a snarky attitude that I want someone to punch her in the face.
Yeah. Yes and no. I mean, Blackfire's always been that type of character in the comic books and the cartoons. So, I mean, I get it where they're going with her. I love the fact that she was like trying to make Superboy her bitch boy, and I just like she's like, oh, he can draw me a bath, and she's like, no, no one's drawing you a bath, and then he's like, I can make you a bath. um, yeah, Zam says Blackfire wants to be Miss Robinson to Connor Kent. So yeah, pretty much. I mean, hey, good for him. And also Zam's bringing up a point that I was going to get to here eventually, but we can finish off with the Blackfire bit, and then we'll talk about more about Red Hood Jason. Um, but yeah, I really it's fun to watch Kori have to wrangle her sister, like like it's like we don't do, it's like we don't do that here. Like you need to stop. Like you need to actually take care of yourself. And she just has no idea. She is this royalty, even though she's been a prisoner for the past couple years or something like that. Yeah, so it'll be interesting when they go with this. I don't hope she sticks around. I want her to kind of go off on her, like go back to Tamaran and maybe try to retake the throne or whatever. But for right now in the season, I'm okay with her. I don't have too much of a problem with her. Her Starfire, Superboy, Beast Boy, like they've all kind of got this funny little thing going on. Um, I'd love to see it with if Donna Troy comes back this season to have them interact, because Donna Troy's an Amazon, and Blackfire's obviously a Tamarin. So it'd be interesting to see those two dynamics kind of you know interact. Do you have anything else to add about Blackfire?
I like the scene between her and Superboy in the back of the car.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. When they're talking, and yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
because they had really good chemistry,
mhm.
and usually when you put, I mean, I'm not saying romantic chemistry, I'm just saying chemistry. Just I like that dynamic.
and I really have to say I'm enjoying Superboy. I know he's not like super deep, but like I'm really enjoying his character. Like the way the way they're giving him character. Um, instead of just being angry, half Kryptonian, half human. That's Lex Luthor's half kid and Superman's half kid. Like he seems more Clark Kent, like in that aspect. And I love the fact that they brought the whole this disarming device back into play. How he actually got to succeed this time. And I know that it's sad because it's like, oh, well, I could have saved Hank. But it's like, but then he's like, nobody's dying today, and then he just goes right into it. And I don't know why, but I really like that about this Superboy, is that he's very positive and he's very Superman-esque, but he's also very like nuanced and innocent. Um, yeah. Those kids saw their mother walk away at the end of season 2. I'm trying to remember at the end of season 2. So
But
was
yeah,
that was is that like when Blackfire like awoken, or was that
yeah.
okay?
I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, but Jason seems to have second thoughts about being. Well, the thing is that he was Bruce Wayne's, ward or whatever it is, or second fiddle, and now he's Jonathan Crane's second fiddle.
Which
The
which
thing
I'm
is,
pretty sure he's not down with, because he kind of wanted to strike out on his own, and now he's getting in. Now he tried to do the Red Hood of it all, and now all of a sudden he's back underneath someone's wing.
but the thing is that unlike Batman, Scarecrow will kill him.
Yeah. Well, and I honestly feel like this is going to end with Red Hood killing Scarecrow. Like I mean, he could survive, but but I feel like something's going to either that or Red Hood is going to completely like mangle him, like going to mess him up big time. Like either in an explosion or like a glass pit or something. Like he's going to get mad. Like Scarecrow's not going to come out of this unscathed. I feel like he's going to be really, really messed up at the end of the season, if not dead. But yeah, I agree. Jason Todd is, he's really kind of turning into his own person, which I'm kind of glad about, because I wasn't totally sold on him, him doing the Red Hood with Crane. And yeah, Zam says that Crane is getting too big for his boots. So, and I kind of agree. I mean, but if you think about it, this is kind of like the Arkham Knight game, like, Scarecrow and Red Hood. Go ahead.
But also, I think that the other really good thing was that what's it now? Sure. The God, brain not working. Sorry, I'll start in a minute. That we got to see a different side of Beast Boy, because Beast Boy is just this chill, very friendly guy, but he actually got very animalistic, and I mean that in a good way. And I love the fact that they're exploring this in this particular season.
Yeah. Well, and I really hope that they solve two things with Beast Boy. A, that he can turn into other animals, because right now he's just turning into a tiger still, I believe. I mean, I haven't really seen him turn into anything else. And two, I really want them to figure out his clothes situation, because it just drives me bonkers that like every time he changes into a tiger, his clothes just disappear. Like they need to just get some Wayne Tech clothing that follows shape with him, or nanotech that goes into like a collar. Like whenever he changes shape, all of his clothes like nanotech into a collar or something like that. So yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I just hope they do some more patchwork with Beast Boy. I don't need too much more character with him. I think he's done pretty good character development in the past 2 seasons. I just think they need to do some patchwork with the functionality of the character, like transforming into other animals and his clothing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I think that kind of wraps it up. I mean, really, we're I mean, I thought it was a pretty good episode. You thought it was the weakest one, you said?
No, I said that I thought that there was good things and bad things, but as I said, compared to last week, because I think that they went to the flashback mill too much. I don't know how you feel about that because they did a
Um,
flashback episode last week, and then they did one this week.
yeah, I mean, I knew that they were going to do especially the episode title kind of gave it away for me that probably that episode 5 was going to be a flashback episode. Um, but yeah, I really enjoyed this episode a lot more than last episode, only because we were more in modern times than before. So I mean, we did get to see, because in last week's episode I think we were in the past, like not long after the beginning of the episode, all the way through. So yeah, I don't know.
So, what do you think is going to happen going forward? So, I think, and this is just again, I've not read or writing this. I think that they're going to that Jason's going to book underneath the Red Hood, and that Lady Vic is going to end up having a fight with Red Hood.
Probably, but I feel like, and I think what's going to happen is what they've been doing to Jason Todd this entire time is Jason Todd's going to get his ass handed to him by the assassin, and then maybe by the end of the season, maybe he will, maybe he'll overcome the assassin, and then because he'll be young. But yeah, you okay, hold on. Zam's tight. Zam, okay, so they love a flashback or two. Tim Drake becoming Robin soonish. I hope not. I really don't want them to move into yet another Robin less than a season away from Jason Todd's Robin. And finally saw him. Was Tim Drake in this episode?
Yeah.
Where was he? I must have missed him.
He was at the counter when they were.
Oh yeah. I absolutely forgot that. I'm dumb. Okay, well, I mean, hey, you learn something new every time. And I only watched it the once. I probably would have realized it if I watched it a second time, but I don't know. I hope not. I hope they hold that off for a little bit. I don't feel like we need another Robin already. I mean, we just got Nightwing. We just got, like, at the end of last season, we just got Red Hood at the beginning of this season. It's like, do we really need another Robin already? So I really hope they hold off on that.
Yeah. Well, I think they're going to, because I mean the thing is they're only showing like Tim Drake in kind of cutaways. They're not really focusing on him. So I think maybe like they can do that next season. Maybe like introduce Tim Drake as that. The I'm trying to think what else could happen. Well, again, I think that Blackfire might start, chilling out a bit.
I don't know. I hope not. I hope we get some resolution by the end of the season. She goes, yonder. Zam says eventually Drake is gonna find out Jason was the cause of his parents' deaths. Probably. That's why I really feel like there's not much redeeming Jason Todd in this season. Because at the end of the episode we saw that he was now starting to give out the anti-fear toxin. I don't know what they're calling it, but it's the anti-fear toxin inhalers. And yeah, man, we're just two yawny, tired dudes. Although it's like 3 a.m. for you, so
I'm slightly intoxicated, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're slightly intoxicated. So, but I think honestly, I mean, I think that this episode was pretty good for me. I mean, it was middle of the road. I didn't think it was fantastic, but I didn't hate it by any stretch of the imagination. I would give this a solid like 7 out of 10. What about you?
I'd give this a solid. Yeah, I'd give it about the same because this was even though I do have problems, the good stuff was really good. As I said, the Lady Vic stuff was really good.
All right, and then the last question I'm going to ask you: what did you think about Starfire's outfit in this episode? Because what the hell was she wearing? Do you remember what she was wearing?
I can't even remember, to be honest with you.
Oh my goodness! It has like it's like got the zipper thing in the middle, and it's just this weird looking outfit. Zam says a 7. Zam should have just joined us. Zam, you should have just got your butt in here.
Yeah, and Tosia, like she always wears like kind of like semi stripper wear.
That's season 1 Starfire. No, it was weird. And I mean, I hold on, I can try to get a picture up, but it's just like I don't know what she was doing, but yeah, today's
I think they
outfit was
need
a
to
little
have a
weird.
think.
Hmm?
They need to have a think about her dress. Because in the comics, she's dressed quite provocatively.
Yeah.
And I think somebody's had a word saying we can't really do that. It's like, well, do you know what? It's like if they did what's his name? If they did Power Girl now, they get rid of the boob hole.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I know. All right. Well, on Power Girl Boob Hole, we're gonna end this here. So, yeah, pretty good episode. I mean, we're glad we watched it. We're glad we saw it. We're glad we talked about it. So, Gary, do you have anything else to add?
Just it's been a brilliant series of Titans so far. Just don't mess it up.
Yeah, seriously, don't mess it up, motherfuckers. All right. So, with all that being said, thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you have not already. We are the greatest YouTube channel you have never heard of, NerdTube. Catch you guys later. Bye.